Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.
We're on? Yeah. I just heard the music. True Believers, this is Mark coming to you from Delaware Camera with our normal Tuesday Tech Talk. And we're going to talk to you about...
normal, so it's okay.
And I have Debbie here who started working for us back in October and has been a valuable asset to the company, and we appreciate her doing this presentation on film, and more film. But before that, we're gonna do a little bit of housekeeping as we normally do on these things, tell you about what we do here. Delaware Camera, we sell cameras, equipment, lighting, film, used items, we do rentals. We have a rentable photo studio upstairs and all sorts of other stuff. Photo finishing, so if you need stuff digitized, we do that. If you need film process, we do that in store. So if you have color film, we can do that usually within 24 hours. Black and white film takes a couple weeks. And color film can be done faster if you need it done faster. We definitely will accommodate people if they need that work done quickly. So another thing we want to talk about, we have a class tonight, a free class, Tamron travel photography class. There are some spots available. You just got to go to the website, and there's a button for classes. You go there, it takes you to the Eventbrite page, and you can register there and sign up for the class. Hopefully you can join us tonight if you're looking to do some traveling soon or just improve your general travel photos or any photos, because you know, people travel to Buffalo, so they're travelers too, right? So taking pictures in your town is kind of traveling too, if I do say so myself.
You don't need to go anywhere to take travel photos.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to say, Debbie. As speaking of traveling, you know, maybe I'll start to do this. I don't know if anyone cares. I took a little road trip this past week, and I took some photos, which I probably should have prepared better for because I could have shown people my photos. But I went to, I did a road trip where I went to see my family. I went to see some bands as well. So, because I like to do music photography. That was always like my first love of photography. So, while I was traveling, I took pictures of certain things. While I was traveling, I went to Boston. Didn't shoot any photos in Boston, but I did. On the way from New York to Boston, I saw WWE headquarters. People know what wrestling is, or watch it.
You're in Buffalo, you know what wrestling is.
I took pictures of the headquarters of WWE, which I thought was cool because I've always seen it on TV and stuff, and I happened to see it on the side of the road. I'm like, I'm gonna get a picture of that. So I got a picture of WWE headquarters, which is kind of awesome. Didn't go in or anything. I don't think they have tours or anything like that, so I didn't go in. Went to Asbury Park, New Jersey, got some pictures on the boardwalk there. So that was cool. So maybe I'll share one or two of those pictures on our Instagram, show people what I was up to. I took pictures of this band, Chamberlain, which is like one of my favorite bands of all time. I'll put some pictures on Instagram so people can kind of see some of my adventure. I didn't do too much travel photography, but I did some, so I'll put some of that stuff up. When stuff kind of caught my eye, I got pictures of that stuff, so I did that, so that's what I did. Class tonight, all the stuff we do, you know that. We have regular classes as well. The cycle of classes, what do we have? The basic?
That's like your button classes, learning about the settings on your camera.
Mm-hmm.
There's staging and lighting, which is learning about your rule of thirds and how you set up your shot and what angles might look nice and thinking about what you're doing when you're shooting. And then there is, what's the third one?
Light and exposure?
That's staging and lighting.
Well, they're on there, so.
Yeah, they're great basic beginners classes. Stephen is amazing. He will sit there and answer all of your questions till far too late in the night. And he knows, I'd say, practically everything that any photographer really needs to know when he feels like he doesn't know enough.
There's 3 classes, so if you buy all 3 classes, you actually get $35 back to use in the store. So that's kind of a cool incentive. You know, you take the stuff that you've learned, and get equipment that will help you get to what you want to do.
And $35 for a 2-hour class. Anybody who has taken any art classes knows that's insanely reasonable. So definitely take a look at the website and sign up.
So do we need to raise prices? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we could. I don't think people will be happy after we told them how reasonable it was.
Anyway, I want to talk about a product that we got into the store. We haven't had it in a while, and I think Will's got a video to play. But we got in Atmosphere aerosol, so it's kind of like having a smoke machine in a can. So I think Will's gonna play the video in a moment and show you all. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're looking to take your stuff up to the next level, add smoke, or a smoke-like effect to your pictures, this is a very cool product for that type of thing. So
especially if you have somebody who's allergic to smoke, like the smoke bombs that you would
idea,
use, or fog machines. People tend to be allergic to that. This dissipates so quickly that they're not going to worry about it.
You want me to spray that?
Do it.
Boom, look at that. We did some pre-production like content that we might post on Instagram later today to show you kind of what we did. Went to our basement. We have a basement in the store. Unlike the Alamo, we have a basement in the store. And we went down there and kind of like sprayed some atmosphere in the basement, as I said before, as I'm repeating myself. So anyway, today's topic is film, and Debbie has been gracious enough to kind of test out some of the new films that we have gotten in the store. And she's gonna tell you a little bit about, show you some examples and tell you a little about the film that we have in the store for sale. Some of this stuff is kind of hard to get, but all of this stuff that we're talking about now, we definitely have in stock. So
yeah,
check that out.
I'd say all except for Street Candy, which I just put out here as a special shout out since Street Candy is going away, but they're absolutely wonderful. If you have a chance to get any of their film before they're completely out, I highly recommend it. Everything else we have in the store. I have 6 years of photography school, and when I learned, it was film. And it's still my love. I still adore film. Will's going to put up some examples. This is what I usually shoot on. This is my Pentax K1000. This is the film camera for beginners. But I love it. It still takes such gorgeous shots. I've got my Sigma 70-300 telephoto lens, and I don't ever take this off. It shoots everything that I need it to. I'd say, I guess the first shot that I've got up is a shot. Lomography Purple is a super fun film. What it does is it takes all of your pinks or all of your blues and greens and makes it pinks and purples. Oh, that was the wrong. Oh. What did I didn't tell you that I used the right one then. I'm reading my notes and I didn't note it properly.
It's okay.
Here we are. It's
okay.
live. No, okay, so that shot was taken That was Saturday, April 16th. I see what we did. We're going backwards.
Okay.
So that's on Lomography Color 800. I've got the 100 here. I don't think we have any 800 in the store right now, but Lomography 800, Lomography 100. They're nice, high grain, beautiful photos, photo quality, and as you can see, it takes these gorgeous depth shots. I love the Lomography 800 because it's so rich. I love Lomography because they're so rich. Lomography started as the Lomographic Society in Vienna in 1992. They're a huge company. They do tons of film. They do tons of beginners classes. They do different shots.
Wow.
And they have what is my favorite part of their company. It's their 10 golden rules on how to shoot film. Shooting film is wonderfully fun. Bring your camera everywhere. They say number one is take your camera everywhere. And I was just telling Mark about this, that you should just take your camera everywhere.
It's too heavy. Too heavy.
It's too heavy, he says. But you should take once you carry it around, your muscles will start to work and it'll be fine. I take my camera everywhere. Me and my husband like to go driving out to the country once a week and just kind of reconnect. And so I take my camera and I take every shot I possibly can. Number two is use your film day or night. Honestly, if you have 800, 400, 100, variable speed, which Film Photography Project does amazingly, is variable speed film. So take your camera with you everywhere. Take it out to the club with you. Take it over to your families. Bring it out with you when you leave for work in the morning. You never know when you're going to find that shot. Let's talk about a few other pictures. We'll move away from Lomography. So the next picture we have was shot on April 15th with Cinestill. We are so backwards. Okay, you're just gonna have to tell me what shot comes up next. So the next is actually with the Lomography Purple with my cat Noelle in the window. Lomography Purple is a variable speed film, so you can shoot it anywhere from 100 to 400.
Okay.
You didn't believe me.
I needed proof. I mean,
you can shoot it anywhere from 100 to 400. That shot, I actually pushed it up to an 800 because it was in my kitchen. The light was shining through. It was just hitting her just right, and she's kind of a derpy cat. So every once in a while, I get a nice shot of her where she's beautiful. You can see though, it's got that high grain because I pushed the film a little higher than it should be. But that's what we're talking about, is you can still use film that maybe not fits in that right lighting, and you can still get some glorious shots from it. You just have to kind of take a look and take the shot. One of the most wonderful things about film is not knowing until you get the film back.
I like to know. since I
Analog?
Well, I mean,
Digital.
when I shot film, I haven't shot film in like 12 years. Like it was cool. Yeah, it was always cool going to the 1 hour place and then getting it back and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I was speaking of like this, not to put down film, but I was at a show last night and I shot like a band, and I had the pictures of the band on Instagram within 10 minutes after I shot them. I thought that was cool. It was kind of a flex. I was like, I got Wi-Fi on my camera. I'm gonna put these pictures out and beat everyone at the show to pictures. So I thought, but go on.
I mean,
go back to your stuff.
That's great. And you. But like on the other hand, I shot this one the other day, and I actually didn't print out till today. This was shot on the film photography project Retro Chrome 800. I don't know if we can get a shot of that. Awesome. And I didn't know what I got till today, but I got this wonderful little crow who
Right there.
Right there. I got this wonderful little crow next to my tree. I've been trying to teach them to bring me things. But I shot this last week. I had no idea what I was going to come out with, and I'm so incredibly pleased, and I think it makes it better to have to wait.
It's like Christmas, huh?
It is. It is. I think it also makes me look at the shot different. When
Yeah.
I'm using film, you know, I have paid for this many shots, so I kind of I want to shoot what I
Why are you showing us that look?
I don't know. So anyway, I wanna look at the shot better. Okay, so this one is actually the train tracks out in Sanborn on your way out to Hoover's Dairy. I absolutely adore Hoover's Dairy, and I shot this on the Cinestill XX. So the Cinestill XX negative is a high contrast, low ISO, just absolutely beautiful. Here. You can see it over here. And it gives you those wonderfully crisp, beautiful, almost vintage shots. Cinestill 800, the color is also gorgeous. I don't think I have any.
What speed is that XX? Sorry.
Double X is, I think it's a 800
Okay.
variable. It's a
Okay.
variable from 32,000 to 200. So you can shoot this at super high shutter speed with 200 variable 200 ISO, and you're going to get those nice crisp shots. As you can see from the train tracks there, they look like you could see the train coming.
Okay.
What's up next? Oh, so this is probably one of my favorite films. This was shot with Wolfman from Film Photography Project. I want to talk a little bit about them too. They have an amazing podcast that I listen to that will give you all of your beginner's tools. They will tell you what's going on in the film world. Obviously, you're here listening to us. You know that there's a renaissance in film right now, especially art films. So Film Photography Project has their podcast. It's usually an hour or two long, and it's just great to get some tips and tricks and find out about what's going on in the world of film. So the one I shot it at was Wolfman. That's a variable film that gives you a panchromatic black and white. And panchromatic black and white means that you are getting a more positive film quality, like a slide film. So you're getting those high contrast, really wonderful depth, almost to real feel. What do we have up next? Lomography Purple again. This, you can actually see this photo hanging downstairs. We've got our foam core plaque mount finishes on it. You can see how the Lomography Purple really takes those beautiful greens, those beautiful blues, and makes them those deep pinks and purples, and gives it that fantasy dream quality. And I love fantasy photography, so I
was that
highly
picture
recommend
of?
it. That's my front yard.
Okay.
That's my bird bath in the front yard. I haven't put the actual bath part on it yet, or cleaned it up. This is just, we had a really nice day right at the end of winter that I was able to get those shots from.
It kind of looks like when I seen that picture, I thought it was like there was like a field with like a trail, and you had the bath like right in the front of the trail, and then it just goes back. It's like a park or something. But
Oh yeah, no, it
that's pretty
absolutely,
cool.
it does look like that.
Yeah.
I've been doing actually a series of pictures of that bird bath, which at some point maybe we'll go through that from winter to spring and summer, and different films that I'm using, different angles. So it's probably my favorite thing to shoot. This was shot on, that's Film Photography Project Dracula. Dracula is a low ISO at 65. I pushed this up to 400, which is where you get that very 40s film feel where they colorized it. I colorized it in PhotoDirector 365, which is a competitor to Photoshop. I prefer PhotoDirector because I feel I can do everything, even what Lightroom does.
Is that like a free program, or is that?
It's a subscription program. You can get the free version. The subscription, I think, is only about $30 a year, though. So, cost-effective, alternative to Adobe, and does more than, say, a program like GIMP does, which is more of a free program. Dracula is wonderful too because it's going to give you more of that vintage feel. Will is right now showing another Momo that I took at my mom's house from Easter. That egg that was on the banister was actually a green egg, and you wouldn't know it from looking at the picture. So, there's so many wonderful films. You can get it in 120. You can get it in, I think this is 160, 620.
620, yeah.
This is 620. Art film is really come a long way.
It used to be you only get you got like your Tri-X, T-Max, then you got like gold, then you got like regular Fuji Superior. Now you have all these different weird films, I would say.
Right.
I
Like
think
Metropolis is great. It's going to give you greens and yellows and neons.
Is film is kind of like, they have all these different beers now. Film is like the same thing,
Craft film project.
Craft film processing.
We should have a craft film club.
There was a I don't know if Joe knows about it. There was some beer that you could buy that you could process film in or something. It was weird, but Joe knows about that.
I'm gonna have to ask about that.
They will post about that as well.
If I find it out, I'll do a video about processing film in beer.
Yeah, it was something Joe had bought a while ago. But,
That's amazing.
Joe the printer. Joe's our print wizard. If you don't know, what is that?
That's my dog. That's the Redo 3D. I used that with Cinestill 800 color. The Redo 3D, what it does is it takes your film and makes it into third frames. You scan it and you put it together and it makes a GIF in an app so that you can take your analog photos, make them into a GIF, and put it out on the internet for your friends. That's my puppy. The GIF I have just moves the leash, but it's I didn't take it with a flash. I just took it with the street lights around me. And it comes out so nice and clear. Cinestill really has done well with making a fine grain, almost digital quality film.
What speed is that film?
Cinestill 800.
Okay.
Yeah,
you shot at 800?
Yes, I shot that one at 800, again with my Pentax and my 300. I believe it was a 300. But I shot that just as it is.
Steven.
Hello, Steven.
All right.
The studio that we have for rent.
Yes, Steven's showing someone the studio right now. We're gonna do a studio live soon where we kind of show you how it works and stuff like that. So keep a lookout for that. I'm not even sure what we're doing next week, but we'll have something good for you next week. Are you done, or you got more?
I think that was the last one, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all of the images I had and all of the film that we really have to show. I'm going to probably be playing more with Ektar and Portra for a little while and see how those go. But I find that they're more the digital quality. The Portra is super fine grained, so you're getting that wonderful digital quality without having to use a digital camera. But I have my X-T3, so
there you go.
You know, I shoot my Pentax because I like the grain, I like the film, I like the process. At this point, I process my black and whites at home, but we do send them out to our store in Philadelphia to process. So definitely bring them in, go and play.
All right,
Take your camera everywhere.
if you like this, you know, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that people say. And, you know, so check us out next Tuesday, because we're doing these every Tuesday at noon. So we appreciate the people who checked it out. You know, it's fun doing this, and it's cool to have all these different topics to even talk about, because I feel like I'm getting smarter about stuff by doing the research for all these different things that we have and we do. So it's pretty cool to do that. So if you want to attend that Tamron class nights tonight at 7, go to our website to sign up for that, and we'll see you on the next one.
Don't think, just shoot.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs: education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.